All right, welcome back to another episode of Meeting Virginia, the best podcast and video show in Northern Virginia, allegedly.
I can confirm.
I'm stoked. We got a cool guest on here. Super interested to talk about his brand and everything he's working on right now. Mr. Marvin, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How you doing?
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Caffeinated.
Yeah. Are you?
Caffeinated. Apparently a funny thing for anyone watching and listening. We just talked off camera.
We
this
did.
guy's only had about, you said 2?
I've had about 2 cups of coffee in my life.
That's impressive.
I think one when I was maybe 8 or something, and I can't remember. I was super young. I dipped one of those like plain donuts in it. Maybe that messed it up for me. I don't know. But and then I had another one maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. Since then, I've just been going off pure motivation, you know.
I was gonna say that sugar probably killed it for you.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like caffeine and sugar.
Yeah.
When you're 8 is like.
Well, when you're 8, you're just eating whatever you can. You're just dipping stuff in whatever. Like you're just experimenting, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, I just don't want to get addicted to it because like I hear, you know, I met some people in Starbucks. They don't get Starbucks. They're like done for the day. They like can't function, you know. But I don't know. Is that you?
That's me.
Yeah.
This is like legit. This is my 3rd cup of the day.
Your 3rd cup.
This is my 3rd cup, and I don't drink like. For anyone watching, I shouldn't put this up because Starbucks doesn't deserve any additional branding. But
this isn't a paid ad.
Yeah, I don't do like the small ones. I always get like.
What is it? A latte, a grande, or some shit? I don't know.
Grande is like the small one, even though it's called grande.
That's why I don't drink coffee. It's just confusing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
but that's why I'm always like hyped up.
Yeah,
it's because of the caffeine.
You know what? I'm kind of low energy sometimes, so I feel like it would help me. But you know, I try to like resort to water, and I've had like 5 Red Bulls my whole life. Like it's surprising because I've lived a pretty, you know, crazy lifestyle where I need to be energized and whatnot. But I don't know how I do it sometimes. I think it would help. Maybe. Who knows?
I'm jealous. I got to cut back on coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, stoked to have you on, man.
Sure.
Yeah. So let's get into it. I want to know about you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about and I want to ask too, is it a whole clothing line or is it just shirts for now?
So it's pretty recent as far as me getting serious with it. I established it around in 2019.
Okay.
It was just an idea, you know. I had a few years to think of this idea while I was in the military. Obviously, we'll get into that later. But and you know, I just kind of was like, you know, I like clothes and whatnot. I have an idea. I'm just gonna try to put it into you know, movement. So I started with 2 shirts, and I started with I'm gonna say the name of the company. They're terrible, but Custom Ink. You guys suck, but anyway, so I started with them, and they made 2 shirts for me. And looking back on them, the shirts are terrible. They're like, the designs suck. Everything was terrible. So I kind of like put it on the back burner. I was still gonna do it eventually, but you know, I was like, all right, I need to take a step back, readjust, you know, reanalyze things and whatnot. But I got into it seriously, I would say probably the last 9 months now, something like that.
Okay.
Yep. And you know, I feel like once you start to get what's the word I'm looking for? Like in a rhythm, yeah. Once you start to get a you know, in a rhythm and whatnot, it's important to like capitalize on that, because the first 9 months I did one video, and then I didn't do another one until like 6 months later. So if I would have kept going, you know, who knows where I could have been. But now that I'm doing more and more recently, I can feel like you know, it coming, and I need to just keep kind of going with it, if that makes sense, you know.
Yeah, it does. I'm curious to know. You said a certain brand, Custom Ink.
Yes.
Wasn't that great?
What terrible.
What about Custom? I guess what about the shirts at least that you got from them? Wasn't good.
So okay, so as far as with the brand, you have timelines and whatnot. Obviously, with any business you do, but if I'm trying to drop, you know, a shirt this day, I need to make sure that they're good and done by this day, you know. So
Yeah.
with them, I had to it took 6 different prints for them to get the colors and the size right of one shirt. So I gave them the design, the first one, and I can so basically the first shirt is me and my mom on the back. It's like an anime style type shirt.
Okay.
And on that shirt, I'm the color of you. So obviously they got that wrong.
Yeah.
And my mom's the color of, she's like pure white. I'm like, all right, I don't know what the loss, you know, what happened. But I'm like, you know, I didn't get a tan or nothing. I don't know why they made me so dark. But
they're like, you want inverted colors, right?
yeah, I was like, all right, this is wrong. So I did it again. Then they sent it back. The shades were still off and it was smaller. And I was like, man. And of course, as I'm going through this process, I'm looking for other, you know, people to help me out with my shirts and whatnot. And I finally found one. They're actually in Sterling, called Studio One Printing. Shout out to you guys. And they're great. First time I used them, everything was good, colors was good and whatnot, and that gave me the you know, the confidence to try to drop things more back to back type of thing. Because when I was a custom ink, I didn't want to try to be more consistent, because I'll be okay, I'm dropping this day, and then they send me the shirts and the colors are wrong, and it's like, you know, I promised people this day, but it's not finalized yet, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Custom ink, anyone looking to do shirts or whatnot, don't use them.
Don't use custom inks.
Yeah, they're good for, like, you know, a softball team, and, you know, like they want to do like team shirts and whatnot, but for serious clothing brands, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's pretty bad if they mess up the color.
Man, it was. I should have brought one of the shirts in. I'm telling you, it was. Maybe I'll bring it in if I come on again. I'll show you next time, because it was pretty bad, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I'm curious to know, I guess, whatever you're willing to share.
Absolutely.
I'm always whenever people like market things, I'm always curious to know like what tactics they use.
Yep.
Partially for learning, you know.
Of course.
But do you? Because I've seen other brands too, when they do. Some people kind of just like, they'll have like an item and they're just like, oh, I have a shirt, it's out, come buy it. And some don't make it ahead of time, if that makes sense. They don't hold it. They just kind of have people order it and then they print on demand.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen some people too where they have like, I think like, if you know Nelk, the pranksters.
Yep. Yes.
They used to be pranksters at least.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would do like just drops. So they would make like 50 or whatever of like one style or a few styles. And I think they would sell like a fuck ton, because they would just like sell out. People are like,
exactly.
50, I need to get all 50.
Yep.
So I'm just curious, do you do more of like a limited quantity and then like boom, if once it's out, it's out? Or do you just kind of do, I'm taking orders, I fulfill? I'm just curious.
Yeah, definitely. So this whole process of the clothing brand has definitely been, like I said, as with any other business, it's definitely been trial and error, you know. So the first drop I did, I printed I think it was 48 shirts. It was 2 different kinds of shirts. It was 24 of each shirt. Okay. And I paid everything out of pocket and whatnot. And luckily for me, I sold out my first drop, which was, you know, that's pretty good. Yeah. But then I did another drop and I went and bought all the merch again, and I was like, all right, so I'm going to up it up because I sold out the first time. So, you know, my expectations were up here. So I do that, and I bought a large quantity, and I sold about 60% of my stuff, but then I have all this stuff still, you know, in stock, which is, it's not a bad thing, but that wasn't what my goal was. Yeah. So I've learned, obviously doing research and whatnot, a lot of people starting off in clothing brands, what they'll do is pre-orders. So basically they'll get, which is what I'm doing with my next drop here in a few weeks. They'll get 1 shirt or 2 shirts if they can. Yeah. Take photo shoots, sample it, and then put it on the website, put it on, you know, social media, whatnot. Then when people start to order it, then they go ahead and give their supplier however many, you know, the quantity of shirts they do, and then they can use the people's money that they already did for the pre-order to actually make the shirts and get a profit out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good way to go about it.
Yeah, it sounds smooth, but if you, obviously the larger quantity of things you order, the cheaper the price. So if you drop a shirt and only like 6 people order it, you're gonna have to come out of pocket a little bit for that. But you know, if you do it successfully and you get like 40-50 orders, it's a no-brainer. It's gonna be, you know, good on your end, good on your supplier, and the people are gonna be happy, you know. So it's that's in a perfect world, obviously.
Yeah. I think one of the issues, I think a lot of like clothing brands, any brand or any kind of store in general, but especially clothing brands, I feel like they have is like inventory.
Yeah.
Like you get too much inventory on the front end.
Absolutely.
You think it's gonna like sell out and like 2 people buy. You have like 100 pieces or 100 units.
Yep.
2 people buy, and you're like damn it, now I got like
absolutely. I'm telling you, man. Right now, I have, obviously I'm working out of my house, but I have it's a rack downstairs, and it's got probably like 50-60 pieces of clothing on there just hanging, and you know, from like previous drops that didn't sell and whatnot.
Yeah. And
it's kind of annoying, but also it's kind of like motivation. I go down and look at it, and I'm like, all right, that stuff is getting sold, you know. So it's and a lot of people want, you just have to be, like I said, trial and error. So if I don't sell out all the pieces I wanted the first time, you know, with the next drop, you do, okay, buy this shirt, get the last drop, you know, 40% off, 30% off. So you're still kind of making money. It might not be a profit, but most businesses don't make profits within the first 2 years. So so at least you're getting your name and brand out there and whatnot, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, it does. So. And this is one, you're wearing one right now?
Yeah, so this is actually one of the shirts. This is from the last drop. By the way, I did the drop party at Sullivan's Cove in One Loudon. Shout out to Damon, the manager. What's up, man? And it's crazy, man. We'll get into that a little bit too, but just off on that topic real quick, I've been going to that area for, you know, 3-4 years. I can't remember how long, you know, almost every weekend. And it's crazy that just being myself, getting to know people, whatnot, and now I have a brand, but now I have connections without even realizing that I was trying to make those connections. Like, it's awesome for me that I'm able to do a drop party at a bar. You know, I know the DJ, I know the man. Like, it's you know, it's a blessing for me. But it's really shifting my mind to be able to not necessarily use, but it's like a give and take. Like, the manager helps me with that. You know, I help him put on his bar. Like, you know, like it's marketing, it's word of mouth. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a different topic. But so this is one of the shirts. Yes, the brand is called Diamond in the Rough. By the way, I'm not sure if I said that, but it's called Diamond in the Rough. It's pretty self-explanatory. You know, it's a metaphor. I can get into the specifics behind it, but basically, it's you have the capability. So the motto is make your diamond shine no matter the rough. If that makes sense. So no matter what rough spot you're in, you have the capability to shine like the diamond you are. And when I pieced that together, I was like, man, that sounds good. You know, so that's the whole motto behind the brand and whatnot. I'll get into the specifics of how it was developed and stuff, but that's basically the gist behind it.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
By the way, for anyone watching and listening, where's the best place for them to grab to grab one of the shirts? Either, I guess, any previous ones or when you're about to launch a new one. So the website is called diamondintheroughapparel.com. One word, obviously, and it's Diamond INA, so it's INA. It's kind of unique and, you know, marketing purposes and whatnot. But so it's diamondintheroughapparel.com. The main place you can find things is definitely Instagram. My Instagram is Marvin Ventura 52. That's where I'm starting to get into more posting content, more about the brand, you know, things like that. I think Instagram is a great tool that I haven't been using as much as I should be, but that's definitely the next, you know, in the future. That's the next steps. Cool. All right. And I'm definitely going to buy one once
awesome.
The interview's over. I meant to ask where the website was for myself.
I was actually going to bring you one, but a lot of the ones I have left are the one with me looking super black. So I don't know if you want that one. You can like rep a whole different color.
It's going to be a vintage.
Yeah.
One of the originals.
Yeah. Like I wanted a custom one. That's how it went. But yeah, I know. I still have a few. I'll bring you some.
I appreciate it. I'm still down to like. I'm still gonna.
Of course, you can buy the next drop.
I'll buy the next drop when it comes out. I'm gonna be ready.
For sure, man. For sure.
But I do want to talk about where the idea came from and get more into like the brand story. But I do also want to point out because you mentioned like connections going to the bar, and I'd seen you in the bar before, like in a good way. Like I was like, some people, I don't know. This isn't meant to sound like offensive to anyone watching or listening. Some people don't stand out much either because of the way they look or just personality. I don't know what it is, but you stand out in a good way.
Yes, sir.
I think you just have like I don't know, what's a good way to put it. Like there's some people, like if you see, for example, like a celebrity, they come in, like they walk in and you're like, this guy looks like he could be a celebrity. You do something unique. Maybe it's the tattoos. I don't know what it is. Maybe. I don't know. But I'd seen you around for like at least a year. Like I'd known of you,
of course,
but I'd never like personally met you until 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, just randomly. Like I think I just saw you outside and I came up to you. I was like, man, I see you around all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe we should like meet, you know?
Yeah.
But it's funny that you say that because I wouldn't say it's a goal of mine, but it also kind of is. I want to leave an impression with anyone that I talk to because you never know who they are.
No, definitely.
You never know the connection that it could possibly be. You never know, how they can help you, how you can help them, etc. And I think, like I said, we'll get into that later. But rewinding back to high school, I wasn't that guy. I wasn't as confident as I am now. But as soon as I got out of the military, as soon as I joined, the confidence started to build. But when I got out, and not to say this in like a rude way, but I really don't care. I just thought I was better than everyone. Not in like, oh, you guys are all under me. But I just had that mindset of like a king mindset, because I did what less than 1% of people are willing to do or did.
Yeah.
So when I walk into a room, it just carries with me naturally now. It did have to develop at first, but now it's very natural. And I like the hairstyle and stuff, but it also stands out. The tattoos, I like tattoos, but they all stand out. I want to walk in the room and I stand out. Not in like a look at me type of way, but that builds connections, that builds relationships, that builds anything you're trying to do, especially if you have a business, you're trying to build a certain image, that helps you a lot,
Yeah, definitely. No, I think it's good to be unique.
Of course.
And I think too many people, I think too many people try to hide away and they don't want to be seen. They don't want to be unique. So
absolutely.
I definitely, especially for business, at least my personal philosophy is like all businesses need attention. Like that's, to me, what marketing is. Like at its core is attention.
Absolutely.
So like if you can be unique and stand out and get attention,
absolutely,
you're doing the right thing.
And nowadays it's not that hard to be unique. Like it's really not. It's really not, especially as a man. If you work out a little bit and walk into a room with your shoulders up, you're beating about 80% of men. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's just, I was fortunate. I'm sure you've had life experiences that developed this mindset for you, but I was fortunate to be around men who are, for better terms, they're about it. Like the Marine Corps, that's the perfect spot for that. And that really built that mindset for me. And it's I didn't realize it until I got out, and I'm like, dang, it's really, if you just try a little bit, obviously you want to exceed, but if you just try a little bit, it's you stand out. Yeah.
What was I watching the other day? I was talking to my one buddy. I mentioned him, the Russian dude, a little like before we started shooting, and we were talking about like modern men. Not to deviate. I still want to talk about the
let's get into it.
I was like, it's kind of. I did a live recently actually, and I just talked about this. I was like, it's not easy, but it's not that difficult to be better than the average guy.
Absolutely.
Because the bar today is set like so low.
Absolutely.
Like most people are like, again, not to insult anyone, most people are fat.
Yep.
Most people are obese.
Absolutely.
Most people,
what's it like, 70-80% of,
I think like
something like that?
I think 80% of Americans, something like that,
Yeah.
are overweight.
At least overweight. Yeah, that's right.
And I think out of them, like 40 or 50 are obese, which is insane because that's
Pretty. We're doing pretty great.
Yeah,
Some good
like
numbers right there.
Yeah, like it's insane. Like I was watching something and this guy was saying like there's this channel on YouTube I watch. It's called like First Man.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying something like, I don't know how true the statistics are, but it was like even the guys that do go to the gym, I think only like 5% of men go to the gym. And out of the 5% that go, that doesn't take into account people that like actually take it seriously.
Yeah.
So like probably 1 or 2% like actually at least exercise consistently, like actually try to get in like better shape.
Exactly.
The people that do go jog, which is fine.
Yeah.
Or they show up, but they're not progressing or changing after like a year or two or whatever. So
there's a difference between showing up and putting in the work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Like, and I'll never knock anyone for trying.
Yeah.
The people I have an issue with are the people who don't try and complain. If you're trying, I'm not gonna, I don't even mess with the people who complain. I just ignore them. I just have no sympathy. But if you're not trying and complaining, you're not going to be around me long. You're not going to be in my circle. You're not going to be around me. That's it. That's negative towards everything you're trying to do. If you're trying to progress in life, that's not a good mindset,
Yeah.
So, yeah, no offense to whoever, but I don't.
There's someone watching this. They're like,
yeah, I'm like, I mean, you know where I'm at every weekend, so.
But yeah, no. Okay, so before we get too much on a tangent, really because I love talking about stuff like that.
Of course, we'll get into that, man.
Yeah,
we'll definitely get into that.
I do want to talk more about the brand
Absolutely.
and the story behind the brand. I guess what made you come up with the idea to begin with?
Absolutely. So the brand is basically a story of my life, but more specifically my mother's life and my childhood. It's just a story that I heard all the time. Me and my mother talked about it all the time growing up and whatnot. And as I got older, I'm like, man, this story, like, people need to hear this. Like, I shouldn't be the only one knowing about this. And not only because it's a great story, but a lot of people are looking places for inspiration, motivation, whatnot, especially, young women, blah, 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 whatever. And that's what she was. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you need to write a book. I told her she needs to write a book. She didn't want to write a book. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get the word out there. Yeah. I'm going to be the book, So basically, to go from where it started, my mother got pregnant with me at 13 years old. Mm. She had me at 14, but the incident happened at 13. And when she had me, and this is where the name came from, I was her diamond in a rough place. So 14-year-old single mom, the statistics say it all that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that was a perfect name for this brand. That's what stood out to me. And I heard diamond and rough all the time. I heard that saying and whatnot. And I'm like, is this like a thing yet? Like, are people using it and whatnot? And I was like, I need to take that. I need to use that for my brand. When I thought about it a few years back, and I tied it in perfectly and whatnot. And then where the X came into the idea is, obviously I did have my father in my life, great man. Mm-hmm. He was my stepdad, but he raised me since I was 3 years old. So that's my father, considering my dad. Mm-hmm. But technically I was supposed to be statistically X'd out of society, single mother, growing up in whatever, poverty, blah, blah, blah. I should have been in jail or dead or whatever by now. So that's what the X represents. I was supposed to be X'd out of society. Mm. But obviously, look at me now.
Killing it.
That's right. That's right.
Flexing. No.
But so every time I see it, it goes on most of my shirts, but it's just more motivation for me to keep doing what I'm doing, and in this, everyone has their story, but diamond and rough is such a broad term that I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. They can take whatever situation they're in and relate it back to the clothing brand, that name, diamond and rough. even with the X, just that simple X, now that they know the meaning behind it, like, oh, I was supposed to be, X out of this interview, X out of this school, X out of whatever, but I didn't, and I made it. So that, that's kind of what the brand is about, is trying to motivate and inspire people, But, so that's the main gist of the brand, was my childhood and whatnot, and that's kind of what I'm rolling with now. It's gonna transition into different things, but that's the basis of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. When you say transition into other things, what other, out of curiosity, if you want to share?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, of course. So I have a YouTube channel also. It's called No Regrets.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and
I didn't know that. I'm gonna know.
Yeah, man. It's not like it's not as active as yours. You're killing it over there. But it's it's little things here and there. The full interview with my mother is on there.
Okay.
Basically talking about the brand, the childhood, all that stuff. But it's called No Regrets because I wanted to. I'm gonna do eventually interview style type of things. With the younger crowd, but the first video is going to be me interviewing, a few older people, asking them about their regrets in life, and I'm going to take that and transition it into asking, younger people, what's something that, because everyone has that thing that they think about all the time before they go to bed, that they want to do, blah blah blah, and they're just not doing it. Before I started the brand, I thought about it every night before I went to sleep. It was in my head, and a lot of people have that, and I want to take individuals and take whatever that idea is and help them accomplish it, and the YouTube channel is going to be following them along that journey, and that's kind of what I want to do with that. But also, you've seen a couple of my TikToks and whatnot. I also like to have a good time, and that's part of No Regrets, man. I'm living my life. I'm out here having no regrets. That's kind of the gist of it. And no regrets can also tie into Diamond Rough. Like, these sayings, there's a lot packed behind them, but they're pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. No, I love that's a good YouTube idea.
Oh, trust me.
I'm stoked to see. I'm waiting now. I'm waiting for the.
Yeah, man. That's it's in the works. It's like when you have so many ideas, you just have to find a way to organize them and then put them in place. But once the idea is there, that's how everything starts off, is with an idea. Everything anyone's ever done was an idea. Now, ideas are just dreams unless you put them into action. So unless you write down a plan step by step, you're just gonna be that guy that had the idea, because someone else is gonna do it. Someone else is gonna think of that YouTube idea. So I'm starting soon. Let's just say that.
Okay, nice. Yeah. No, I completely agree. On the whole. It's just like a dream until you actually like plan it out and start to get to it.
Absolutely.
Out of curiosity, what would you say is a reason, or the reason, or maybe a few reasons, if a lot come to mind, that people don't kind of, I guess, attempt to do kind of what they want to do? I ask this because you kind of meet people who are just like, I want to do A, B, and C, and it's like, when? Like, when are you gonna start?
Agree more.
So I don't know. Like, I don't know if I've ever really thought that much about it. And if you don't have an answer,
Oh, I got a perfect answer. So to that I say, people base their life decisions based on other people's opinions. People make their life decisions based on what other people think about them.
Yes, yeah.
If I truly cared, the first time I posted the first video of my brand, the first drop, I was so nervous, man. Like, I was completely nervous. I never did anything like that on Instagram. A video of me talking, a video of me like modeling my shirt. I was super nervous, but I was like, I don't care. Like, I have this one life. If I don't do it right now, when am I going to do it?
Yeah.
And I think a majority of people, they have that fear and they let it eat them up, and that's why they don't pursue it. 100%. Like that there's so many people who aren't posting things on Instagram, who aren't doing things in their life, who, because of what someone else wants them to do or not do.
Yeah.
And it's terrible for them, but it ties back into it's not that hard to stand out if you try a little bit.
Right.
You know, because what we're doing, what you and I are doing is you know, it's good, but let's be real, anyone can start a clothing brand. Anyone can, you know, it takes a certain mindset. A lot of people don't have it, but it's not that hard to take that first initial step. Yes, it's hard to continue, but taking that first initial step is getting over that fear of how other people look at you. Once you don't care what people think, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. It's that fear of judgment right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. You make a very good point.
Absolutely. And it just now that I'm in this, you know, actively trying, I'm like, I can't imagine me not taking that first step that one time. And it's like, I was going to not do it because of what? Because of why? Because two people might have been like, what's Marvin doing? Like, I don't care, man. Like, I'm trying to do things. I'm trying to accomplish things in my life. And you're not going to make everyone happy.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
You know what's funny? As you bring that up, the same people that are like a lot of people would be afraid to post that first marketing piece or even start the brand or something. And as you mentioned that, I'm thinking to myself, like, the same people you're afraid to maybe piss off or you're afraid of their judgment, they're also the people that won't help at all.
Not at all.
Like, if you have a goal or dream, you can say it to them and they'll be like, oh, that's cool. And they'll go about their day and they'll never like actually...
No one...
Until you make that first step.
Absolutely. And then they're like, oh, I believed you the whole time.
Yeah.
Nah, you better go on with that. Nah. Man, that's absolutely true. I couldn't put it in more better words, but and those people, if you let their opinion eat you up, you're not going to do anything. It's a simple fact. And everyone's afraid. Everyone's afraid. Like, there's not one person who started a business, who started a content, who started whatever that wasn't afraid to post that initial thing.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing about it is once you start doing more consistently, that fear goes away after each post. After like the 2 TikToks that I posted recently, 9 months ago, I wouldn't even thought of posting those. Yeah. Now I do not care. Yeah. I care about the feedback and whatnot because obviously, you know, there's a certain audience I'm trying to target and you know, have be in my corner, but they're not going to make or break whether I do a post anymore. Right. Which is, that wouldn't have been the same if I didn't do that initial post, you know? Yeah. So yeah, that's a little life lesson for you.
Nah, I completely agree.
Yeah, man.
It's funny. You made me think about when I was like in college. I had this thing called College Conqueror.
Okay, yeah.
And I was afraid to post like anything because I was afraid of like people. Like, as you're mentioning it, I'm starting to think about it, and I was afraid people were gonna like judge me. Yeah. And it's funny because like back then I'd barely post anything at all. Now I'm probably obnoxious. Yeah. And I'll post like 1,000 things a day. People are like, "Why you got so many stories?" Yeah. It's like, because I want to. That's why.
we live in an attention based world right now, especially like in our society. If you post enough, people are going to start to pay attention. Like, you have to post like you're doing it, man. I'm telling you, I obviously, you know, I looked at your Instagram and whatnot. Like, I'm trying to get on your level. You post all the time, and it's amazing. No, it really is. It's amazing. So
I'm trying to be as obnoxious as possible while getting,
of course, man,
while getting the attention.
and people are going to start to notice, you know. And it's if you do it enough, people notice, and there's that person not taking that first step because they're afraid, and then there's you posting every day. Who do you think is going to, you know, level up faster? Yeah. So, yeah.
Do you watch or do you know who Grant Cardone is?
I do know him. Yeah.
You may have seen this video. I don't know when it came out. There's a video he posted a while back. He was talking about content, and he was saying that I think it was it Picasso? I forget which painter it was. He was saying that when he was alive, he was broke like all his life. Yeah. Died, broke, dies. All of a sudden, he's one of the most famous painters of all time because he had all this great pieces of work. And he was like, the issue with him was that he was too afraid to be judged, and so he never put it out while he was alive. When he could have been rich and he could have been famous while alive to enjoy it, he didn't enjoy it. He couldn't enjoy it because he didn't get famous till after he died. So he was saying to people like, you know, you don't know if the content's going to be good or not. You don't know how people are going to perceive it until you actually do it, until you put it out. So why not just put it out?
Absolutely. Have you heard and that takes me to this, not to go on like a religious kind of thing, but there's they say that what happens if you die and you go to heaven and God shows you the person that you were supposed to be. And it's like, you know, that sticks with me. And I'm like, you know, you die, you go, I promise he didn't want you to be in that 80% overweight.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but you go to heaven or you go wherever, and, you know, he shows you this person, all the accomplishments, everything you're supposed to do, and you didn't do it because you cared what someone else thought. That sticks with me a lot. And it's like, I'm not about to fucking be that straight up, you know. And it's there was a point in my life where I was that, but now I'm telling you, once you adapt that mindset that you genuinely do not care what people think about you, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm thinking about the I'm picturing that like right now, like that would suck. Oh man,
have you heard that before or no?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if I have heard about it, where I've heard it in the past. But regardless, it's still like,
it's a fire quote, huh?
Yeah,
it gets you thinking.
Scary thought to.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because it's crazy to go through life and not experience your full potential. It's or at least trying to get to it. I don't know what my full potential is. I don't know exactly where all this is going, the clothing brand, Instagram, YouTube, and all that. But I know I wasn't put here to be average. I know I wasn't put here to be, you know, just go about my day, go to work and get off and just do nothing. People aren't meant for that.
Yeah.
I'm not meant for that. You're not meant for that. And as long as you're actively trying to do something about it, you know, that's all that really matters.
Yeah. I'm curious to know your thoughts about this, because we were sitting there, me and some friends the other day, and I was just thinking about like, I don't know. I'm curious to know your thoughts on this.
Lay it on
I
me.
legit get pissed off because I'll see someone like, how do you pronounce her name? Bad Barbie, Bad Baby, whatever her name is.
God.
Catch Me Outside Girl.
Oh God.
And she'll. No,
God.
We're getting in the rant territory now.
No, let's get it.
But I'll see someone like her, and she'll. What is she, like 19 or 18 now? Makes like 30 million, 20, something like that. I don't know, whatever. And I see like all these people like on TikTok or Instagram, and I'm not mad at them. I get frustrated with myself because I'm sitting there. I'm like these kids are out here making. They're like 21, making millions.
Yeah,
I want millions. I want money too. Like,
of course,
I want that lifestyle. I don't know. Like,
of course.
Up until like 2 years ago, I was in this place where I was like, "That's unrealistic to do that." And maybe it is still a little bit unrealistic. But part of me is just like, well, why not try? Like, what if you get it, or what if I get it? Or
Absolutely.
What if someone gets it? Like, you
There
don't know
are
until you try.
Absolutely. There are a lot of people out, not you, I'm saying like as a general term, but there are a lot of people making more money than you. Let me rephrase that. There are a lot of more stupid people making more money than you because they tried.
Yeah.
And that's just straight up like, or not even tried, just got lucky and they capitalized. And it's just crazy, but that's what I'm saying. If you're doing enough, if you're posting enough, if you're trying to get noticed, you're gonna get noticed eventually.
Yeah.
And I'd rather get noticed through good content and not being an idiot, if I'm being honest, because a lot of those people that catch like what's the name? Those two dudes with the dreads and the
Island Boys.
Yes. Man,
I love the Island Boys.
Man,
you like the Island Boys?
They're there's something.
They got to their defense. They have like 3.2 million.
What the fuck? What is that? But it's okay. But it's also it's an army of 12-year-olds that are making them that are making them famous. No 25-year-old dude is gonna. Oh, these dudes are like. I mean, they're whatever, man. But no, fuck no. Like no, that's just. It's literally like my sister watching them. Like, oh my god, these people are so cool. It's like no.
To their defense,
Go ahead.
To their defense, Marvin.
I don't know shit about them. I'm just judging. But go ahead.
To their defense, earlier today, I was literally like in my car. And I was sitting there and I was like, I'm an island boy. So,
but the thing is, look, they're idiots, but they're not.
Yeah.
I think that they couldn't hold a conversation, but they're not stupid as far as marketing goes.
Yeah.
Any exposure is good exposure, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
And look at us sitting here talking about them, and I hate them. And look, we're talking about them.
We're talking about them. They're not talking about us.
Exactly, man. And it's like, and you'll just be sitting in your car and you're like, island, and you're like, oh fuck, like, you know, like, and it's like, damn, I don't even like those motherfuckers. And I'm over here singing their shit, looking for their songs, and like, man, it's just, and that goes back to the impression thing. Like, you know, when you are walking the room and whatnot, like not even trying now, I feel like it's more natural. Just if you develop this character and carry yourself a certain way, but being noticed, being unique. Mm. And those two are definitely unique. They got noticed, you know, and I don't like their look, but I got tats, but you know, but still it's just I don't think they're smart on a like intellectual level, but they're not bad marketing, you know, people.
Yeah. You know what's funny though? Some of those people I always question, like, are they as dumb?
Yeah.
Like, even like Catch Me Outside girl, I genuinely have nothing against her.
Yeah.
Like, I roast that she does like OnlyFans.
Of course,
like
of course.
millions.
Oh, she does? Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
But like her, you know, I'm sure if I met her, she's probably pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think about it, I'm like, she's probably really smart because she went on like Dr. Phil, basically became a celebrity for being like kind of ghetto. It's basically what it came down to.
Yes, exactly.
And then she ran with it. And I was like, a lot of people probably wouldn't have run with it. So she's kind of smart because she knew.
That's what I'm saying. It takes that initial blow up. Okay, what do you do after?
Yeah.
Like that's because that initial blow up, she blowed off of being an idiot, like and being like disobedient to her parents and what, like, how's that famous? Like it's crazy. Like, and I question society sometimes that we're the ones that made her famous, not me, but you know, people. But she blew up, and you know, she took advantage of it. Like this was a few months back. I think she was tagged in something, so I went to her Instagram, and I'm like, yo, like, she's actually like killing it, and it's just, it takes you're either gonna, you know, sink or swim. I think if you after that initial blow up, what are you gonna do to capitalize? Yeah. No, I completely agree. Even like and I know she's somewhat controversial, maybe. Even like Kardashian, like Kim Kardashian. Gosh, yeah.
The way she got famous. I know sometimes people say like, I do it too.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, she's only famous because of like a sex tape. But part of me is also like, she's not the only girl that's ever made a sex tape. She's certainly not the only girl that's ever done like porn.
No, she's not.
So whatever she did, or her and her sisters, or her mom, whatever you want to call it, they're doing something right, because she's been relevant for like
ever.
I feel like I can't remember
a very long time.
I legit can't remember a time before the internet where I did not know who Kim Kardashian was.
Absolutely.
Probably says a lot about
how
strong her brand is, because I can't.
The mom, I think it's a little bit of them, but I think it's the mom. What's Kris Jenner? Is that her name?
I have no idea.
Something. I think it's Chris, or I don't know. There's two moms now, but whoever the whatever,
like the one that married OJ's lawyer. Oh, OJ's lawyers.
Yeah. Yes.
I forget his name.
I think it's Kris Jenner. I think it's Kris Jenner, the mom's name. But
okay,
she's smart, man. Like it was going on for a while. It was Kylie Jenner, and there was a meme or something, and it was a video, and it was like good morning or something like that. I don't know if you saw that. It was like her saying good morning to her kid or something.
No.
And Kris Jenner put it on a shirt.
Good morning?
Like the saying good morning, and she sold out within like 2 hours. I was like, holy shit. And they made like, I don't know how much off of it, but it's like that right there, like, to be able to think of that, they're not stupid, you know. There's difference between good marketing and being, you know, intellectual and whatnot. But marketing wise, I don't think they're stupid, because they're always talked about. Look at us right now talking about them, and it's like, you know, so it's definitely, if you don't mind getting famous off of
something,
for something
dumb,
crazy,
effectively,
it's really not that hard to get famous. I could go do some stupid shit right now, but I'd be viral, you know. But you know, I have a certain image and whatnot, and just who I am as a person, what I want to represent, that I can't do certain things like that, if that makes sense, you know. Yeah,
no, absolutely. I was thinking about Tekashi a little bit too, but
yeah, man, all these dudes, like, but hey, I'm not hating on them, you know, because they're doing their thing, but it's just different. It's just different than what, you know, you or I are trying to do and whatnot.
Yeah.
But hey, more power to him, man.
I do, to kind of, I guess, deviate a little bit, I do want to ask, what made you, I know we talked about like not wanting to be average and all that stuff, but I guess what makes you want to, because I would say that's very entrepreneurial, kind of starting your own clothing brand and trying to market, doing all of the connections to even like have, I'll say, the guts to like promote it at a bar, to know the people at the bar, to even ask for permission, or however you may have done that. It's super entrepreneurial. What makes you entrepreneurial rather than, I feel like some people might take that same like skill set and do it like in a corporation, or they would rather be like behind the scenes or work for someone else. If I don't know if that question makes sense, but
no, it 100% makes sense, and it's, you know, I just don't think that's in me after the military. I just think I can strive. I think, you know, I don't have a limited ceiling if I do it myself. If that makes sense, because when I was in the military, there's a limit to how high you can go. Obviously, rank and you know, who you can listen to, who you can and can't talk back to, etc. But it really hit me once I got out of the military. I was like, I'm not gonna take orders from someone who I know I'm smarter than, or just in general. Like, I just straight up, I you know, that 9 to 5 is not for me right now. Probably never. It used to be, but I guess that's what kind of gave me that mindset. It's crazy how it all ties back into the military. You know, we can get into that, but that's what made me want to do this. I want to have the freedom to do what I want, but everyone does. And it's like finding a way how to do that. And I think the clothing brand, YouTube, this social media stuff, we're in a crazy era right now where you can, I mean, you know, the people we just talked about that popped off like that because of a video or whatever. And they now have the freedom. They're doing what they want. And I want to do it differently, but that's the end goal. Is to be able to do what I want. I don't want anyone telling me what to do, you know, and just straight up. Like I have the, you know, a smart enough mentality to know that most corporations and whatnot would drop you like that.
Absolutely.
They don't care about you. Like, you're just a number. And that hit me really in the military, when I was in the military. That's, you know, I'm not dogging on the military because I'm so glad I did it, but you talk about just a number, that's the definition of just a number. And you can think, you know, you're doing all the right things and whatnot, and you're making a difference, but you don't really fucking matter. And I just feel like I can do more things individually than within a corporation or having a boss and whatnot.
It's funny because I feel like anyone who's entrepreneurial, they always have that thought. Not everyone, but at least a lot of people I've talked to, they have that thought where it's like you're doing something for someone else, and you think to yourself, I could at least do what he's doing or what she's doing, if not better. Like, this person's no smarter, no better than I am. Why can't I just do that, like what they're doing, and have the freedom that comes along with it? Well, and I do want to talk more about. So you were in the Marines.
I was.
How did you, like, what led to you joining the Marines, if you don't mind me asking?
So yeah, man, I went to Dominion High School right here in Sterling.
Okay.
I went there for about 2 years, my junior and senior year. And they really pushed college on you. I don't know if that's all high schools. I don't know if that was just that high school because, obviously I just went to that one. But that was really what they were pushing. And I'm not going to lie, I wasn't the best with my grades. It's not that I was dumb. I just was lazy. I was very lazy. I did
to
not
your defense, high school. I shouldn't say it, but
Go ahead, say it.
If you've ever seen some of my posts, I'm a big anti modern day education. I'm not terrible. A fan of it. I think it's
a scam. All right,
okay,
there we go.
You're on the same page.
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
I think okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, man, it's true, man. Like I just being I went to the military. I can hands down say the life experience I've got, the lessons I've got, the mindset I got compared to my peers that I went to, that I was with in high school. I'm not saying I'm better than them, but I truly think I'm a step ahead of them.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I wanted to do something different. The military is different. And I wanted to be the best at it. So of course I joined the Marine Corps because that's the best branch.
Yeah.
But and then I wanted to step further and I joined the infantry. Which is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's the main role, and every other job is supporting that role. That makes sense. So it's like the main combat operations.
That's what I was gonna. Okay.
Yeah. There's different jobs and whatnot inside the infantry, but the infantry's the infantry. So that right there, just signing that contract, put me in a 1% of 1% of 1% off the bat. So already. I was like, yeah, I'm like, this.
I'm the man.
Yeah, I'm
a G.
Yeah. But then I joined, and man, it was a love-hate relationship for sure. But I would never take it back. I got brothers for life now. And when I say brothers, I mean, everyone. I have local friends and whatnot, and we're all cool and stuff like that. But man, those boys, there's no comparison. I don't think it's you can find it unless you go through that. The stories I have with them, the bond we have, it's crazy. Like it's I'll go through some stories, but those boys, if I needed anything and they need anything, it's no question.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, people are like, yeah, my friends are like that too, but I literally would die for them. They would die for me. And that's hard to find. Like, genuinely, I know that.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So it's but obviously it's an intense environment that's going to come naturally, with the bond and whatnot. So yeah, man, it definitely opened my perspective on a lot of things. I can get deeper into it, but I don't know. I feel like you were about to say something.
No, I was just gonna say, if you're kind of doing the infantry, I imagine you're gonna build a much better bond with the people with you than I don't know, if you just have general friends that you hang out with on the weekend, just like that.
Absolutely.
It's a different objective that you guys are all working towards. Or does that make sense at all?
Absolutely, yeah. It's you're working towards something bigger, something that even if it's not bigger, in your mind it's bigger, something that you think is bigger.
Yeah.
I don't miss the military necessarily, but I miss my boys, and you'll hear a lot of people say that, a lot of vets. I don't miss the corporation, I don't miss blah blah blah, but I miss my boys. I miss being with them every day and whatnot. And it really opened my eyes. For my drop party, one of my best friends, he lives in Florida. 2 weeks notice he was here. That's I got some people I talked to who live 10 minutes down the road didn't go.
Yeah,
so it's fuck, so $500-$600 plane ticket, he was here, boom, that's it. I'm going to California in a few weeks, and we're all going to get together and whatnot, and people are making efforts to go out there to meet across the country just to be with the boys, just to be with that group that you went through so much with.
It's true loyalty and true friendship.
Absolutely, man. And this goes back to the whole man thing. As a man, the dudes you keep around you are crucial or very important. I'll get back into the military, but real quick on this, I have 3 F's as far as the friends I keep around me, and it's finances, fitness, and females. Not in the sense of like, oh man, I was with this, blah, blah. No, but the ability to walk into a bar, walk into somewhere, and to talk, to even go up to a girl and talk to her, that's unique nowadays. Like I said, it's not that hard to stand out. That's one of the things to do. And I'm not talking about talk to her like, try to get blah blah blah, whatever. I'm saying like just go have a genuine conversation, because a lot of dudes nowadays are online texting, the games, so they're antisocial. They can't go have a conversation with the opposite sex, and it blows my mind. It's crazy.
I was legit talking about this like
were you
a few years ago. So it's funny that you bring that up.
And that's well, I guess you could put another F in there, which is fighting, but I feel like that comes into the fitness. Like if your boys around you aren't about it, it's not a good thing. I'm not talking about like go out looking for a fight, but I know if I got my boys with me and something goes down, it's going down. Like if I need them, they're there. That's it. And that's this is like man talk, whatever. But it's straight up, man. If your boys aren't about it, you got to get new boys. That's it. You got to, and finances, fitness, females, women, whatever you want to call them. I don't say females to be offensive. It's just matched with the F's,
Yeah.
But
someone out there's gonna be like, why is he calling us female?
Like, no, fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But God, man, I swear nowadays, bunch of pussies. But anyway, so yeah, man, and that's what I found in that group, and it's like, I'm not surprised I found that. Of course I found that. I went to the Marine Corps. Like, what was I expecting to find? The people I worked with, man, some of the most savage dudes you ever meet. But in that environment, that's what you need. Yeah. You need savagery. You need people who are about it, because, when it's time to go do whatever you got to do, you got to get that straight up. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's why, I have a different mindset and a different, I look at life differently. But back on that, also, a thing the Marine Corps gave me is a different perspective as far as realizing how fortunate and blessed I am, because this is a story I tell a lot, pretty often. On my deployment, we were in Djibouti, Africa. It's called Djibouti. It's a real place. And we were there, and we were training and whatnot, and there were a lot of African kids and kicking the soccer ball around, trying to trade us cigarettes, whatnot. It's pretty like wild experience. But I remember I saw a mother and a baby. Mm-hmm. The baby was inside of a cardboard box under a little like sheet, and the mother was sitting outside. And, it's Africa, it's super hot, and you could like see the mother's ribs, and that was their life. They don't have Instagram, they don't have Walmart, like, what I mean? Like that was their life.
You can see her ribs because she's like starving.
Yes, okay. Absolutely. Yeah. Jeez. So it's like, and I talk to my boys about it pretty often. Not only do I not have no complaints coming back here, to the States, like as far as excuses of why I can't do something. Yeah. But I feel like I owe it to those experiences to do something. Like if she doesn't have the opportunity to do that, like me and my mother, we came from a messed up background, but there's always someone who has it worse than you. And that would be who has it worse. They don't have the opportunity to do some of the things I'm doing. Like I remember when I came back from deployment, I was at Walmart, and this dude was in line complaining about how long the line was. He was in front of me, this old dude, probably like 40, 50, just big old gut. He had like Bud Light in his hand, just complaining about. And I was like, man, fuck you. Like, just straight up. I was like, you're in Walmart. It's a beautiful sunny day, and you're complaining to the cashier how long the fucking line is. Are you serious? I was like, let me go stick you in Djibouti and see how what the fuck you want to complain about. Like, so that's, but he didn't go through that, so I have to be, I have to have an open mind with that type of thing, but it just pisses me off. Like, that's the things that I've seen people in other countries go through. Like, you cannot not do anything here. Like,
yeah.
is some shit harder based on whatever, where you live, what blah blah blah? Yeah, of course. But okay, that's your situation. That's the hand you were dealt. What are you gonna do with it? That's straight up. And it's you know, that's what I'm saying. So that those experiences gave me that mindset, and it was constantly drilled in me when I was in the military that I'm the best. Like, being a Marine, there's a certain standard.
Yeah.
Even when you ask someone, oh, you were in the military, they're like, yeah. You know, what branch? Oh, Army. It's like, okay, cool. Oh, Air Force. Oh, Navy. Oh, I was a Marine. That right there,
yeah.
that, you know, you ask anyone that, oh,
yeah.
shit, Marine. Like, because there's a standard, and I you know, take that with pride. And I'm trying to, I guess that's what transferred as far as, you know, standing out, being unique, blah, 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 because I have that, you know, in my background. So anytime I walk into a room, I carry that with me. You know, I walk with my shoulders up, head high, and I'm in my own head, I'm like the man, you know, but not like to put anyone else down, but you have to have that mindset if you want to do things in life.
Yeah.
Straight up.
You got to believe it to like act upon it.
100%. And they say, fake it till you make it, right? But
it's not faking
it's not an act.
Actually,
I'm not faking it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it, and then I'm gonna make it, and that's, you know, that's what I did to make it. But I already know who I am. You know, I'm self-aware and self, you know, confident, and, you know, self-loving, all that stuff, all that self shit that you gotta do, whatever. But you know, and I'm fortunate that's where it came from, that background and that environment.
Yeah. No, I completely. I'm just thinking about like I have curiosity. What was the training like as Marine? Because I don't know much about, like, whenever I hear Marines compared to the other, would they be called branches?
Yeah.
I guess compared to the other branches, I know Marines, I've heard, is like the most difficult, and like they do have the highest standard.
Yeah.
But I'm always curious. I don't know anything about like the training. All I know is it's like tough.
Yeah, for sure. So off the bat, what people will mostly talk about, you talk to any Marine and they'll talk about boot camp. Boot camp is longer. I think our boot camp it's 13 weeks. I think the closest one is the Army, and I think theirs is like 8 weeks or 9 weeks, something like that. So right off the bat, it's longer.
13 weeks. God.
Yeah, so it's like almost 3 months. And there's obviously no cell phones, it's just letters. All you do is write letters. That's how you communicate to the outside world. I didn't know what the fuck was happening on the outside. I when I got out, people were showing me all these new songs. I didn't know how to use my phone. I was like, damn, I felt like a caveman. Like, it was like,
you come out, you're like, what is?
Yeah, no, I swear to God, you can ask my family. They gave me my phone, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know, it's just because I you know, I wasn't using it for 3 months, but and it's just the standard, man. It's a very high standard to uphold. Like, once you learn the history about the Marine Corps and whatnot, the men that went through and did shit, like, it's you know, and if my boys see this, they're gonna be like, oh, you're all motivated, but it's like they know if we talk about it, we know what it was to be a Marine. You know, like, now that you're out, you know, or now that I'm out and my boys are out, you know, we can talk about things like that. Just saying, when you're in, it's not cool to be a Marine. You're not like, you know, I'm a Marine, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, you get made fun of and whatnot, which is like the environment in the military itself. But when you're out, you're like, I was a fucking Marine, you know. So it's
wait, they make fun of you for being a Marine? Like,
no. So it's complicated, not really complicated. So, like, your boys, like, if you like try, they'll like call you, oh, you know, you're motivated, you know, it's weird, I know, but it's if you were in, you would understand. But it's like, to be proud to be a Marine while you're in is not like the cool thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I don't know why. Because I guess because you're around a bunch of other Marines that really don't give a fuck. Like, you know, they all did it. You know, it's only like, that's what I learned. When I would come home, it was cool to be a Marine. When I would come home on leave, you know? Yeah. When I go back to base, like, all right, everyone's a Marine. Like, you're not that cool, you know? So,
okay.
So I guess in that sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, anyway, so the training, man, so I went to boot camp, when was it? January 2015. Yeah, I was just the cutoff. I was supposed to go December 2018, but I was just cut off. So in January 2015, damn, that was a long time ago. Shit. And just the boot camp itself, it's really not that bad. All you got to do is like do what you're told and scream, be loud, but
scream.
Yeah, like, but the training compared to other branches, like my sister, she's in the Navy currently. She's been in for about 9 months, 6-9 months, something like that. And the things that she told me she did, I just like chuckled. I just like laughed.
You're like lightweight.
Yeah, no, and she knows it too. She knows, like, she's like, you know, but it's just the training is crazy, man. It's a lot more. If you're not a violent person, you're gonna become a violent person, but you're gonna be able to control it. But boot camp is there to piss you off, like the stupid things you do, man. Like, and it's weird to explain it because it's like, oh, it doesn't seem that bad, or you know, whatever. But when you're doing it, like, there was this simple little thing. It was like they would tell you sit down and stand up, sit down, stand up, right? Yeah. And you're like, you know, you stand up and you sit down, you stand up, and you're like, you know, it doesn't seem that bad when we talk about it, but when they do it 100 fucking times and you're like sitting down, standing up, and one time we were all in a room doing it, and we did it so much and we're screaming and moving so much, it was dripping from the ceiling, like, jeez, from all the sweat. Yeah, just and we sit down and stood up about 200 times, like, and when you sit down, you got to sit down Indian style. And you stand up. And it's,
my God,
man! I'm telling you, and it's like
after 4, I'd be like, I'm done.
Oh man! And what are you gonna do? Just not do it? Like, so it's like, and that's the military in general, like, or the Marine Corps in general. Like, you're under contract. You can't just leave. You can't put in your 2 weeks for the Marine Corps. So that's where that mindset develops of, I can do anything. When I got out of the military, I could accomplish any fucking thing. It didn't matter what was thrown at me, but it had to be something I wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to go above and beyond for this shitty job I just got, you know. And they say how you do one thing is how you do anything. Like, I agree with that to an extent.
Yeah.
You know, in your personal life, the gym, your finances, all that. But if it's some job I don't really give a fuck about, I'm not going to go try to be the best, you know, pizza man or something. Not that, you know, I did it, but I'm saying, so
it's not important to
exactly you. I will be the best at what is important to me.
Yes,
if that makes sense.
No, absolutely.
So yeah, man. So the training, it's a lot of no sleep. Like, I have permanent eye bags from the Marine Corps. We had this thing called Firewatch, which is basically in the lower ranks. Everyone would be sleeping. Obviously, there had to be someone watching over them. This is mostly when we went to the field and we're training and whatnot. So they would wake you up and you had to stay up an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long. And you'd have to stay up and just either walk around or just sit there and try not to fall asleep. And, you know, you were on watch or whatever. And if you fell asleep, it was bad. I'll tell you one story. So this doesn't really have to do with Firewatch, but this is when I first got to the fleet. So how it works is there's boot camp, then you go to either MCT or ITB. You either go to the infantry training or every other job.
Okay.
So there's a school for infantry and there's a school for every other job. The infantry school is 1 month and the one for the every other job is 2 months. So everyone went to boot camp, then they went to their schooling and whatnot. Then for my specific job, there was a secondary school. It was an AITB. It was Advanced Infantry Training, which is, you know, like a cool fancy way of saying, you know, it's just a different job, different MOS.
Okay.
So that's where I went. Then you get to the fleet, which is your first duty station. Mm-hmm. And I was stationed in Camp Pendleton, California. That's where I was stationed. Beautiful place. Love it. San Diego. Amazing. And I'll tell you one story. So I first got to the fleet, and my seniors, which are the guys in charge of me, you know, teach me everything I know, blah, blah, blah. It was when we first got to the fleet, we had 4 days off. We had a 4-day weekend. So we lucked out. We got there and we were like, oh, the fleet's not that bad, man. We ordered a pizza. No one knew we were there, you know, so we were like, cool. We were in our barracks. And that following Tuesday night, because Tuesday morning we went to formation, and all my seniors were like, oh shit, we got new guys. And like, you know, they like saw all of us, you know, we were brand new. I was like, damn, they're looking. I don't like this. I don't you know, I heard stories. I heard, you know, hazing and blah blah blah. All that.
Yeah.
That Tuesday night, man, and we had a hike the next day. That next Wednesday at 4 a.m. I think it was like a 6 or 8 mile hike. I can't remember. That Tuesday night, I'll just tell you, I'll just tell you this. I was turning rocks over to the clean side. If that makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
Yeah. No, they were like, take every rock and turn it to the clean side. And there were like there were thousands of rocks. I was like, what the? And they
this
were
is
all,
like literal, like literally. I'm just in my mind,
literal
like, it's like
rocks.
a metaphor or something.
Yep. They banged in our room. They were like, come on. And we were like, okay, like what's happening? And they were like, bring your brooms, bring everything. And they all had bottles. They were all drunk. I was like, oh shit. So they're over here breaking bottles on the ground. We're over here sweeping the glass up. And then they said, okay, go sweep the grass. And then I would sweep the grass, and they would take the brooms and toss them and just keep doing that. And you see how stupid this shit is, right? Like, you're like, what the fuck is going on? And it's just like dumb. It's like dumb shit. And they're all drunk and obnoxious and slapping you around, and you're like, man, fuck this. Why am I here?
They're going out of their way just to like piss you off.
Yes, man. Like, I became an alcoholic from the Marine Corps. Like, they shoved alcohol down my throat, all that. And I didn't even drink like that in high school, man. But when I got there, it was a whole different story. And then me and my roommate, we tried to go hide, and they like didn't find us, thank God. But we went to go hide at 3:30, and we had a hike at 4 a.m. So we got about 15 minutes of sleep, and then went on a hike. So that was like the first 8 months of my fleet career. When I came home on leave, I did not want to go back. I was like, I'm about to go AWOL. I can't do this.
Go AWOL.
Yeah, man.
Never hear from me again.
It was terrible. But yeah, so okay, but doing that, obviously that has to form some kind of bond.
Yeah.
With the with your seniors, yes, I was close to my seniors, but with the guys I was doing it with, like, those are my boys now. Like,
yeah.
You know, the guys I went in with, the guys, because misery loves company.
Yeah.
So when you're going through dumb shit, my boy Tyler, I talk to him all the time. I'm like, you remember when we did that dumb shit? And they were like, yeah, that was stupid. Like, you know, and it's like, it's just, you know, now it's good memories, but that definitely formed the bond that I'm talking about. It was just, and that's just one example. I have countless. And you're like, when you hear it, you're like, that's stupid. What does that mean? And it is stupid. I don't know why I was doing it, but it's bonding or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So, but there were a lot of Marines who had it worse. There were Marines who getting like beat up all the time and stuff, you know, like back in the day and stuff. So, I mean, that was still happening occasionally, but we're gonna talk about that. But yeah, so so that, and the training is just mentally difficult. Like, you have to overcome so many things mentally that's what I'm saying. Once you overcome them, once you develop that mentality, when you get out in the real world, get out, you know, the military, there's no like there's nothing that I can't do. It's just straight up. And you know, you talk to most Marines, they have that mindset. There's no Marine that will tell you, I can't do that. Like, they'll go do it. They can do anything. Because I was talking to my friend Tyler, he's trying to go play college basketball for a bit. That's been his dream for a long time. But and he's like, he looked at me when he came for the drop party, and he was like, you think these fucking college kids are getting up at, you know, 4 a.m. and putting in 4 hours of work on the court, going to the gym for 2 hours? He was training like an NBA, like he was obsessed
like
with it
for, man. Like the actual, yeah,
man, he's obsessed with it. And it's like, and that came from the Marine Corps. Obviously he had a certain mindset before, but and he talks about all the time. He's like, you think the average dude on the street did what the fuck we did when we were in the Marine Corps? No. So he ain't got shit on me. I can outdo whatever, you know. And it's like, that's an intense mindset, but you need that mindset if you want to be successful, you know.
It sounds like a good combination of discipline and ego. Not ego in like Absolutely. A bad way, ego in like a good way.
Ego in a good way.
I believe I can do whatever I want to do.
Absolutely. And that's what it takes, man. You need to be, if you're not going to believe in yourself, who's going to do it?
Yeah.
That's the first one you have to convince that you can go do some shit is yourself.
Yeah. Especially when everyone else is going to do their absolute best to make you think otherwise.
Absolutely.
Like you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to start this business. No, you're not. You're going to fail. Or they're just not going to support you. And then,
you know how many of the people I knew, my peers from high school, whatever, was like, I talked to someone about it. Oh, everyone has a clothing brand. Oh, everyone had. All of them. I was like, but see, if I didn't have a certain mindset, that might have been it right there.
Yeah.
But when I talked to my boys about it, they're like, hell yeah, man, like do it. Do the shit, because they know my mindset. We all have a like mindset, and like anything we want to do, it's gonna happen straight up. And I'm very blessed to have that mindset, but it came with hard work and crazy shit. But
looking back on it though, I'm sure you're just like, I'm glad. You're thinking you're glad you went through all that.
I'm glad I went through it, and I'm glad it's fucking over. Yeah. You can pay me enough to go back. You could not pay you. Nope. Don't care how much money. I would never go back. I just enjoy my freedom a lot more. And there were people in higher ranks that I knew. I was like, if we were in the real world, you would be nothing. But because you have this rank, you get to tell me what to do, even though I know you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And it's like when I get out, I don't have to deal with that. And I guess that's also why I don't want to go into the corporation kind of thing, because if I meet someone that's stupider than me, I don't want to say stupider, but if I meet someone that I think they don't know what they're talking about, and they're telling me what to do, and I have to listen just because they're this,
it's stressful.
That's not gonna go well with me. I'll do it if I have to, but it won't be a long-term thing. That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm just quick question.
Yep.
For Marines, if someone outranks you, I've heard. I feel like I've heard this for other. I don't know if it's Marines or for Navy or whatever. They can get like a college degree and outrank you. I thought I heard something like that. Like,
yeah. So those are officers. That's any branch. So they'll be they go to college first. They get their degree, and then they become officers in the Marine Corps, and they're basically like the leaders.
But they haven't gone through like the exact.
No, not the exact as the enlisted. So I was enlisted, and if you go to college and then go, you're an officer.
Okay,
that makes sense. Yeah. So they go through intense training, especially like the infantry officers. But as far as like the experienced Marine Corps experience, they don't have that. Like we would have, brand new lieutenants come in, which is the first rank you start off as an officer.
Okay.
3 weeks into the fleet, and would come in and just start telling us what to do and how to do things. And because they're officers, we have to listen. Yeah. But in the back of our minds, we're like, fuck you. Like,
been through.
Yeah, you didn't do the shit we did, but that's how it is with, with a lot of things. But there are a lot of officers that I encountered that were very smart, but there are also ones that were not, and no matter smart or not, you have to do what they say.
Yeah.
The rank is the rank. That's with a lot of ranks though, but I don't gotta worry about that no more. So.
Well, there's a lot more that I want to ask you about, but I don't want to take too much of your time.
I'm good, man. I'm chilling.
I want to one more final thing that I'm just curious about, I guess, before we start to wrap up. And I do want to have you back on one day if you're ever open to coming on.
Of course, man.
Part of me wants to just not make it too long for my editor. I don't want it to be like.
I trust me, man. I get it.
Because if it were up to me, this was live, I'd do like Joe Rogan, just go 3 or 4 hours, just keep it going.
Just keep going, yeah, man.
But I'm curious, I guess, in the next 5 years, where do you see your life?
That's a good question. That is a good question, man. Where do I see my life?
And this could be like something specific, like in the next 5 years, the clothing brand is like killing it, multi-millions, or it could just be like a destination. Like 5 years from now, I'm in some other state, living life, doing whatever.
So my main goal is to have enough passive income to go do what I want with my boys. That's like
I like that.
That's like, me and my a few of my boys, we've talked about traveling, going to different countries and whatnot, and we we do have income from the military and whatnot. A lot of veterans get it when they get out and whatnot. So we have that. But there's obviously we want more passive income.
Yeah.
So I want the capability in the next 5 years to just get up and go whenever I want to. And I think that, like, I don't know if you have this feeling, but do you know when you feel like you're about to, like, I don't know about blow up, but you feel like you're about to, like, something's about to happen. Like,
you're on the verge of that next level.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah. I'm telling you, like, with every, like, little thing I post now, and there's so many, I've written out a lot of things, you know, there's a lot of things coming in the next months with my brand, yes, but also Instagram content. You know, I'm going to California, I'm going to Florida, I'm doing photo shoots here, this, and there's so much things that I think if I keep piling on and, you know, keep the ball rolling, something's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
And once that something happens, just like we talked about, how do you capitalize on that opportunity?
Yeah.
And I want to capitalize enough to where I can just get up and go do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Like, that is the main goal. You know, I do want kids one day. I do want all that because who I'm gonna leave all this to?
Yeah.
Gotta get my sons, you know? but that's my main goal, man. I'm just, you know, foot on the gas right now. I don't got any plans to stop. And like, that's, and I know it's a very broad thing, but it's because I don't really have a specifics. I just know that, like I said, I don't know exactly what I'm here for, but I know I'm not here to be average. You know, I'm not here to do the average shit and go home every day and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm supposed to be somebody, do something with my life. And if I just dabble in enough things, I feel like I'll find my, you know, what exactly it is that I'm here for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like it. I like
man.
it.
So, but, you know, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of clothing brand. There are specific goals with, you know, the YouTube clothing brand, blah, blah, blah. But that's the broad goal. You know, maybe in 5 years we'll do another interview and we'll both.
Hopefully before 5. Hopefully sooner than later.
We'll do that. We'll do that 5-year interview, you know, after we've done a bunch. And we'll be sitting here looking back.
You're going to pull up in the Ferrari.
That's
or
right.
the Lamborghini.
No, well,
and
I want a Corvette.
You're going to pull up in the newest Corvette.
That's right. Tell them.
And I'm going to be like, yo, man, remember 5 years ago?
Yep.
You had
we're talking
brand.
about that.
Now 5 years later, you got like stores or something crazy.
Yeah,
YouTube
man,
channels blowing up, taking off.
Yeah, man, that's the goal, man. And it's like I have, you know, the brand and whatnot, but I represent my brand. I am my brand. So if that you know takes me into the YouTube you know area, if that takes me to more with my clothing brand, more Instagram content, whatever, like there's no, you know, place I'm not going to try to dabble in because I don't exactly know what I want to do yet. But as you can see, I'm trying to do everything. Yeah. You know, and it's you know, if you dabble in a little bit of everything, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna pop. You know, so yeah, man, that's the long-term goal.
I'm stoked.
Just be able to do what the fuck I want.
Nah, I love it. Absolute freedom. That's the way it should be.
Yep. And
I feel it.
Right? I know you can like feel it. But you know, a dream. The goal is to take whatever your dreams are and get an income off of it.
Yes, yeah.
That's whatever it is you want to do, find a way to get paid. And once you do that, man, chilling.
Yeah.
That's it.
Before we sorry to cut you, were you gonna say something else?
Bro. Go ahead.
Before we finish up, one thing when you said like do whatever you want, make money from it. There's I'll send you the clip if you haven't already seen it. Do you know who Andrew Tate is?
Oh, that's my boy.
Really? Okay.
That's my boy.
There's a clip. Him and his brother. They're looking up these like courses, and this guy made a course about how to drink water as you drink water. Shit,
did I do it right? I don't know. So I'm gonna go get the course.
The course was elite level hydration.
Oh my god, man!
And it was like, I think
that's crazy.
$600,
and people will buy that shit too.
Like, well, I was sitting there. I was like, people will buy that. I saw that, and there was one about like how to brush your teeth.
Oh my god!
Some chick was selling it for like $400. She was selling courses, and I was like, this world is so crazy now. You can make a course about how to drink water.
That's what I'm saying,
and people will buy it.
Yep.
So
that is crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah. I'll send you the clip once.
Yeah, man, send me. I do like them. Like they're cool. They're cool dudes. And that mindset is like I kind of try to watch people or follow people that I can relate to.
Yeah.
And I definitely can relate to them. Like, they're no bullshit, you know, like they're they're funny. It's funny. That's hilarious, man. Wow. That's crazy. Shit, maybe I should just do that. Just do a water course or something. Or if you've never drank coffee, like my first time drinking coffee as an adult, like make a vlog or some shit. I don't know.
That'd be an interesting vlog.
Right, man? That's crazy.
Just get
like, you do coffee or crack? What you do? But but yeah, man. So yeah, that's I feel like we kind of went everywhere, but it was good. That was a good discussion.
Yeah. Next time you come on, I want to go deeper into like the 3 F's you mentioned, or 4 F's you want to count.
Yes.
The fighting part.
Absolutely, of it. Man. I could talk about that all day.
Because I wanted to get into it, but I don't want to like that's
be too long. Yeah, for
2 hours or more.
Yes, I'll come in a suit next time, swagged out, and we'll put some of our dudes on game. You know.
I like it.
Got you.
I'm looking forward to that one now.
Got you, man. Yeah, but yeah. Go ahead. What you saying?
Oh no, you go first.
I was just gonna say I guess I was gonna close it out or whatever. You know, I know this is mainly, you know, to get to know me, but also, you know, the brand is like the main thing. I do have a lot of stuff coming with that. So like I said, if you know the people, the viewers, whoever's watching, diamondandroughapparel.com. That's where you can find the things. To stay updated on everything, you know, my Instagram, Marvin Ventura 52. I just started TikTok. I'm not really like into it, but I know that's something you have to get into. That's like a necessity because people blow up on that all the time, you know, and it's definitely another avenue to get into.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And guys, buy a shirt. At least one. At least one. But you got to buy like 3 or 4.
I got right now. There's 6 products online.
6?
Yeah, it's just not too much, but I got 6 more dropping here in the next couple weeks.
So by the time this comes out, whoever's listening and watching, they should be like getting ready to buy
for sure.
At least.
Yeah, put a little bit of money aside and support the boy. I won't forget about you, all right? I'll take you to Brazil with me when I go.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, man. But I enjoyed this, man. This was good. You know, you're good company. This is good. We'll definitely do it again. Well, maybe we'll get. I don't know if you can do it in here, but maybe we'll get some cigars or something, and
if we could, that'd be nice.
We'll put the men on game. All right,
that'd be dope.
Yeah, man, for sure.
But I appreciate you coming on, man. Looking forward to the next time.
Absolutely,
we have you on.
Absolutely.
And want to say thank you guys for watching and listening to another episode of Meeting Virginia. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.
Peace.